The fear is coming from that Hillary's camp. They're trying to scare us with Trump, showing us how evil and racist Trump is. So we gotta vote for Hillary. We gotta vote for Hillary because Trump is so evil and racist. Oh, we can't have a Trump in the office. Oh, Lord, you can't have Trump in that office. Oh, you can't have it. But what's going to happen if Trump, what's going to happen with Trump that has not happened under Obama and the Clintons? I want to know what's going to happen with Trump that did not happen under Obama and the Clintons. Understand this. All of it is dominated by white supremacy. See, I don't even get into the whole Republican-Democrat thing because you're talking about two sides of the same coin. The Democrats and the Republicans, you're just talking about two different slave owners. One is going to beat you, one's going to rape you. And the Democrats, they're just used to doing a lot of raping. And black folks, we're more comfortable with a good raping. I ain't cool with being raped. We're that battered wife that gets raped and beaten, and then they parade us out when it's time to have a good show of face. They'll bring us out like the happy couple, but they're whispering under their breath, "Don't you embarrass me out here. I'm going to beat your ass when we get home. Hey, me and my wife, we're doing fine. How y'all doing? You better smile. I'm going to kick your ass, eat the cake, anime." It's that Ike Tina shit. But they got us, we vote out of fear. They got us voting out of fear. And understand this. I would rather have Trump's racism than some Hillary racism. I would rather have Trump's racism than Hillary's racism. Understand that. No. That's why black folks, stay your ass home. Don't vote for shit. Fuck a damn Hillary vote. Don't let them scare you into voting because of Trump. That's that whole thing. They scare black people. Black people are the only people who vote out of tradition and fear. I've said this a number of times. And they keep showing us how scary and racist Trump is, so we just gotta vote. And Hillary, they're not offering to help us with nothing. They just use us as damn mascots. Obama too.
In this election.
See, this whole thing, if you want to send me off correctly, go vote. Dude, this symbolic bullshit ass election and presidency, it did us no good. See, they're trying to run the symbolism game on black folks. See, we got to stop letting them do that shit to us. Run that symbolism. I talked about the FBI thing on my Wednesday show. I'll touch on it again in a minute. But let me finish talking about this. Hold on. And these Sambos are eating it up, by the way.
Hope is on the ballot.
They said that 8 years ago. Hope, we didn't get hope. We got nope.
And fear is on the ballot too.
So now Hillary and Obama, they're at the Congressional Black Caucus Awards dinner. So now that they want black folks to vote for Hillary, now Obama is addressing black folks now. All right? Now Obama's addressing black people. That's already a problem. When we are begging for help for us being slaughtered and executed in the damn streets by these race soldiers, we're begging for Obama to help us out, and we're getting hatefully ignored. Now when it's time to vote for Hillary, he comes out and addresses black people. So that's already a problem right there. So now he has a different swag in his voice, by the way. Now he has a soulful cadence in his voice.
Thank you, Don, for the great work you are doing and that kind introduction. I love you too.
Obama's blacking it up all. Oh yeah, I love you too. Oh, he's blacking it up now. Oh, he got a lot of soul now. Oh, it's get down time now. All right. Now it's blackness time now.
I want to thank the CBC Foundation.
What do you say?
An insult to my late
here we go. This is
candidate.
Okay, this is what
my name may not.
This is what I want on here. This is what I want.
So, if I hear anybody saying their vote does not matter, then it doesn't matter who we elect.
Which is me, by the way. I say the vote don't matter. It don't matter who we elect because we're getting goddamn slaughtered out here and nobody's helping us. Nobody's helping us. So it doesn't matter.
Read up on your history. It matters. We've got to get people to vote.
Okay, how? See, when people talk about how voting matters, how does it matter for us, for black folks? We're getting slaughtered out here. You got race soldiers who can legally execute us. How in the fuck does it matter when our lives can be taken by a white supremacist at any given moment and is perfectly legal and the president can't even do shit about it?
In fact, if you want to give Michelle and me a good send-off, and that was a beautiful video, but don't just watch us walk off into the sunset now. Get people registered to vote. If you care about our legacy, realize everything we stand for is at stake. All the progress we've made is at stake.
What progress? What legacy? What legacy and what progress? We've gone backwards. The white supremacists, they've dialed it back to the old school Jim Crow. We're getting slaughtered out here in the damn streets legally. More black people have been executed legally, lynched, because that's all these are lynchings. We've been lynched more in the last couple of years than the whole entire 1960s. We've been lynched legally by race soldiers in this country more in the last couple of years than the entire 1960s. What progress? We're still the most unemployed. We're getting mass incarcerated. More black people in prison now than in the 1960s. We're getting gentrified out the ass. Our kids are getting diseased and vaccinated, and that's fucking up our youths. We're living in a damn apartheid Nazi terrorist state right now. What progress? And that's not even a rhetorical question. I want to know what progress. Just having one token black person in a powerless token position is not progress. But all that my brother's keepers bullshit. When it comes to black, I was arguing with somebody on Twitter about that tonight. That brother's keeper shit ain't. When it comes to black folks, they start using these vague ass terms. The My Brother's Keeper initiative, that's for minorities, men of color. That ain't something specific for black folks. As a matter of fact, most black organizations had trouble getting some of those resources because of the way the foundation was set up and the way that they had policies in order to make your nonprofit eligible for those benefits. So, you know, Latino groups and all of these people benefited from that, I think, more than black folks. So when it comes to black people, it's that let's lift everybody's vote. Let's just lift all boats up in the water. And blacks, you're included because we're lifting everybody else up and you're included too. That ain't progress. Obama has done things specifically for gay groups, specifically for Hispanics, specifically for Jewish groups, specifically for Native Americans. But when it comes to black folks, well, we got Obamacare. That help you. And Obamacare is for everybody, and you're included. So we get this whole, we're going to throw everybody some crumbs, and you grab your crumb. That's not progress for us. We got very unique situations here. We're the only ones that's repeatedly getting targeted for mass incarceration in large numbers, for mass gentrification in large numbers, for mass execution in large numbers. So I'm not with that let's lift every boat and throw out a bunch of fucking crumbs and we'll grab our crumb and that's progress for black folks. No. No, 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 no. That's why black folks, stay your ass home.
You know, a few days ago, Michelle and my mother-in-law and the girls and I, we snuck over and got an early look at the new Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Oh, Lord. Now you shouting out. Now we talking about African American history museums, and now you blacking it up now. Now you got a few more weeks in office. He's blacking it up. Now we talking about the museums now. Okay. Symbolisms.
We looked at the shackles that had been used to bring folks over. We saw the shacks where slaves have been trying to make a way out of nowhere.
This pandering ass bullshit.
And then, with each successive level,
okay. This is okay. All right. I can't do with all this fucking pandering. This lowbrow pandering that they do. This symbolism. See, listen to the symbols. They never do shit for anybody black. When it comes to other groups, they start talking about policy. You understand that? When it comes to other groups, they talk about policy. When they're talking to gay groups, hey, you've been discriminated against. We're going to get laws. We're going to get bills. We're going to get policies passed. They're talking about doing something. When it comes to Hispanics, we're going to fight immigration. We're going to get these immigration laws, fight the opposition to immigration. We're going to get you something tangible. They're talking about policies. Jewish groups, we're talking about money. We're going to get you some reparations. Native American, they start talking money. When they're talking to Native Americans, they start talking about policy and money. When it comes to black folks, well, I went to a museum and I saw some slave chains. And that just reminded me of the slave shack. Oh, we get the fucking campfire stories when it comes to black folks. That's how they think we're stupid. And we got to stop being stupid for them. That's how you talk to people who you do not respect, who people you feel are stupid. You can just throw them any type of symbolic bullshit and they go for it. We got to get off that symbolism bullshit. Understand this. What's up, AK the coach? Understand this. This symbolic bullshit that they run on us, that the Democrats and the Republicans, you know, at least they're honest about their racism. I like my racists honest. And that's why I don't get too much into the Republican-Democrat argument, because the Republicans and Democrats, you're just dealing with white supremacists from two different sides of the coin. And the DNC, if y'all remember those WikiLeaks from the DNC had a document stating that if any of these Black Lives Matter groups or anybody asks for anything specific for black people, don't answer it. This came out recently. In those WikiLeaks documents, those documents that were leaked out, the Democratic Party said that they are not supposed to talk about doing something specific for black folks. They had a whole thing where there was a rule on how you deflect from that. They were like, well, you just kind of, you listen to them, you tell them you'll talk about it later, but you never address any black issues. You never say what you're going to do specifically. This just came out somebody said, really? Yes. I want to read the actual document. Can somebody please post the document up in here in the link so I can read specifically what it says? It was in those WikiLeaks emails. They said don't address black issues. That's part of that benign neglect program that started in the late 60s, early 70s in the Nixon campaign. They came up with a policy. They said, hey, look, all these black folks acting up, rioting and all that shit, they mad because we promising them shit and we ain't gonna give it to them. We know we ain't gonna give them shit. So let's just not even acknowledge them. Let's not say we're gonna do something for black folks so they won't get mad. And that benign neglect policy has been in play for 50 fucking years, almost. They've been using the benign neglect policy on us, meaning whenever they talk about doing something for black folks, you notice this. When they talk about doing something for black folks, they always include us and lump us in with a bunch of other groups. They'll say, yeah, we did something for you with the My Brother's Keeper initiative, but My Brother's Keeper is for men of color. So that's everybody. Anybody's a person of fucking color. 1/8 Native American, a white person who's 1/8 Native American is a person of color. That's a vague term. Or we're going to do something for minorities. Obamacare helped out minorities. It's some vague shit. They're not doing anything for black folks. Okay. It was a memorandum to the DCC staff. All right. It says presidential candidates have struggled to respond to the tactics of Black Lives Matter movement. While there have been little engagement with the House candidates and campaign staff should be prepared. This document should not be emailed or handed to anyone outside the building. Please only give the campaign staff these best practices in meetings or over the phone. Please see below for best practices. There it is. It says background. What does Black Lives Matter want? Radical movement to end anti-black racism. Though police abuses are a central component, the founders view the movement more broadly. Criminal justice reform, an end to police brutality. So, it talked about the things that black people want. They coded it under Black Lives Matter. Understand, whenever these people say Black Lives Matter, they mean all black people. Black Lives Matter is just a code word. These are the tactics. This is in the documents. Tactics. Meet with local activists. If approached by Black Lives Matter activists, meaning black people, the campaign staff should offer to meet with local activists. Invited Black Lives Matter attendees should be limited. Please aim for personal or small group meetings. Number one, listen to their concerns. Don't offer support for concrete policy positions. Frontline district staff should meet with activists. So they said, do not offer support for concrete policy positions. This is what the Democratic Party just said. This just came out a few weeks ago. The memo was leaked in 2015. The memo was put out internally in 2015. They didn't want it to go out. They specifically said they didn't want it to go out. But they just leaked this. People are saying that the Russians were responsible for leaking this. But the Democrats are saying, let's just showboat black folks. Basically, we can parade black folks around. Niggers are our mascots. What you do, you parade black folks around, you hug them, you kiss them, you get Rolly the Boule bird and dance with them. You do all of this symbolic mascot bullshit, but never talk about a concrete policy with black folks. This is them saying this. This is not Tariq Nasheed. This is not 50 years ago. This is now. And they're telling us how important it is to vote for some damn Hillary Clinton. No black folks should vote. You should not vote at all. The best thing to do is leverage your vote by not voting. We shouldn't vote at all this election. You leverage your vote. That voting block is very important. So just don't give it to them. If your policy is to not give us any concrete policies or what you're going to do for us, and you want to come out and do the nay-nay and have Barack Obama lie to us about all the progress we've made and we're getting slaughtered out here, you don't deserve our vote. If you think doing the wobble and going to the church, treating us like we're plantation slaves, you don't deserve our vote. Stay home. But Donald Trump, though, see, that's their only argument. Not voting, you're going to give Donald Trump the election. So what? They're treating us like choosy Susies. But listen, family. If Donald Trump gets elected, so? We got to stop being the crispest addicts of the world. See, we're always martyring ourselves and sacrificing ourselves to help all of these other groups. See, they want us to come save them because they know if Trump gets in office, it's already fucked up for us, but it's going to start getting bad for other groups too. Let them fight now. See, they want us to do their dirty work for them. No. Without actually giving us something. Let me give y'all some game. Let's talk Turkey. If Trump gets elected, of course all hell is going to break loose. When you have these radical Republicans, open white supremacists in office, disparaging so many different groups of people, it's always a major problem. Last time we had one of these suspected white supremacist right-wingers in the office, which was George Bush. One of the deadliest terrorist attacks happened in this country. One of the deadliest terrorist attacks. 9/11 happened under Bush. See, that's the thing. Now you're going to have Latino groups, Middle Easterners, and y'all notice with all of this Trump rhetoric, y'all notice all of these bombs going off. There was a bomb that went off in New York last night. Well, hell, yesterday, there were 3 bombs that went off, I think, in 3 different states. In Minnesota, I think there was a damn mass stabbing. So all of this white supremacist rhetoric is getting all of these other groups turned up. So now they want to get us as their mascots to come on out and help save people by joining in the vote. No. Hold your own nuts. I'm talking about the New York bombing now. They got bombed. Look, they know if Trump gets elected, all hell is going to break loose, and I'm cool with sitting back letting y'all deal with it. Y'all deal with the hell that's breaking loose. We're already dealing with the hell. We're already dealing with the hell. So it's old news for us. See, these other groups are going to start getting hell too. Deal with it. Ain't nobody helping us. Ain't nobody speaking up for us. Y'all deal with that monster you created, which is Trump and all of his white supremacist supporters. Give me my white supremacists on a platter. Give me my white supremacists on a platter. A Trump presidency will light fire. That'll wake a lot of black folks up because now we'll know, we'll see some real white supremacy go down, and we start waking up when we're faced with real white supremacy, and we need to wake up. So now, if Trump gets elected, all of these other groups are going to start going at it because of the racial rhetoric, because they've marginalized so many other people. Let it happen. Let it happen. Let them deal with the white supremacist rhetoric and the aftermath of it. Let it happen. I'm tired of being people's mascots. We should be tired of being the mascots of everybody. We got to come to the damn rescue. We got to save everybody. Because, what was that? Because if Trump gets elected, you're going to see Latino groups be marginalized. They've already marginalized them, talking all that build that wall shit. Muslim groups, gay groups are going to get marginalized, and don't y'all come sashaying over here with us now. Let white supremacy implode on itself. Let it implode on itself. Let it implode. See, the thing is with Trump, all that tough talk, you know, you can talk all that tough talk. Because Bush talked all that tough talk and shit imploded. You know, all that tough talk, it galvanizes all the white supremacists, but you're not going to be able to back that up after all these groups you've marginalized. That tough talk sounds good, but all of these groups that they've marginalized, that's going to backfire. So we need to let other people fight these battles. It's their turn to fight these damn white supremacists. We're the ones out here getting shot and slaughtered. Nobody's helping us. So let Trump get it. Let him. And understand, after 9/11, I mean, there were still people getting on planes with bombs in their shoes. I mean, Bush marginalized a lot of people, man. So now that Trump is, and let me say this, because when you have these Reagans and these Bushes and all these people who marginalize folks, understand, they usually, the people who are targeted by these other marginalized groups are usually the white supremacists. All these other groups, they kind of give us a pass. You understand? See, they want us to jump in the fire with them. Nah, no. We're sitting over here in our own little cubby hole. We're here. You deal with these other groups. Y'all remember down in Florida when that crazy Omar Mateen dude, whatever the fuck his name is, when he shot up that club. Remember, he came in there and said, I ain't aiming for black people. I'm giving black people a pass. Remember that? The black folks who did get shot got shot by the police who came. It was the police who shot those black folks down there in that gay club down in Orlando. I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just not going to sit up here and fight everybody's battles. I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just not about to fight other groups' battles. You deal with the monsters you created. Y'all sat up here and let these white supremacists get powerful and get bold by harming us. Now that their evilness is spilling out, people want to go, hey, we all need to vote. No, you vote. Because y'all ain't going to help us anyway. Voting just so we can help you out. Nah. Let's see who this is. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, Troy. This is Devontae from St. Louis.
Hey, man. How you doing, fam?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I know this ain't on topic of what you're talking about, but I've been wanting to ask you. Would you consider all white people to be racist?
No, not at all. All white people are not racist at all. That's a very big misconception. All white people are definitely not racist. And just like our brother Neely Fuller said, you have three people on this planet. You have white, you have non-white, and you have white supremacists. And unfortunately, the white supremacists are the most powerful out of all the other groups. You understand that?
Right. Well, does the system of white supremacy, since that's global, would that not make everyone racist? Well, every white person racist?
No, it does not make every white person racist because the system of white supremacy is global. Doesn't make every white person racist. It just means that the white supremacists are in the most powerful positions. That's all it is. Not everybody,
Okay.
Just like for example, a prison. You have somebody who work in a prison, and you got a warden, and you have guards. And there's some people who are guards in that prison, and they want that prison system to be maintained. Now, they'll act like, well, I'm not the warden, man. I'm just a lowly guard. But that's a suspected white supremacist too, because he's maintaining that prison system. Got it? So
right, okay.
I'm just giving you the different levels of white supremacy. So now a prison guard and a prison warden, they're not on the same level, but they're still white supremacists, so to speak, if they're maintaining a prison system called white supremacy. Now understand this. There are white people who would say, well, I don't want to be a prison guard because I don't like the prison system. And I'm gonna fight to get this system taken down. Just like Jane Elliott. Jane Elliott, I don't think she's a white supremacist because she works to take the system of white supremacy apart. So she doesn't maintain the prison system. She's working to replace that system with a system of justice. So people like Jane Elliott and James Lowen, people like that, these are white people who challenge white supremacy. I don't think they're white supremacists because they're going out there to actively challenge the system of white supremacy. John Brown, the great white abolitionist. This man, this was during slavery. He said, he was a white man. He said, slavery is wrong, and I'm going to go out here and risk my life to stop slavery and have a slave revolt. It was a white man who wanted to have a slave revolt. He wasn't a white supremacist. He wanted to take that system down. So every person white is not a white supremacist at all. Got it?
Okay.
All right.
All right. Last question was, what do you think it means to be a man in this day and age?
A man or a male. See, that's the thing. A lot of folks don't know the difference between a man or a male. A lot of guys think just because they act with testosterone that makes them a man. And I think that's relative. The definition of what manhood is, that's a relative term because some people think that, well, manhood is being able to provide and protect. I think that's what manhood is about, being able to provide, protect as much as you can. And according to our brother Fuller, let's go back to Neely Fuller. Black people, we cannot call ourselves men because we're subject to the system of white supremacy. So we are boys and girls in a system that dominates you, and that has a lot of cadence to it. So, again, it's a relative term. You feel me?
Right, okay.
All right, man. Thank you for the call.
All right, thanks.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, because that's a very good question the brother asked. A very good question. Because, look, we can say that a man is somebody who can provide, a person who can provide and protect. Now, we're going to be real. Can black men do that? Let's just be real. And this is Neely Fuller talking. I'm getting this game from Brother Fuller. He breaks this down. And I'm adding my own cadence to it. But Neely Fuller, he's always said that we're not men in the system of white supremacy because we're subject to other men. A man is supposed to protect. Well, the white supremacists can come in and do whatever they want to do to our children. Look at Tamir Rice. There's another 13-year-old boy they shot out there in Ohio. They just shot another 13-year-old kid. So who's the man? Who's the man? They can shoot our daughters and all that. Who's the man? See, we think walking around and being tough with each other, that's manhood. No. When white daddies show up, they'll show you who the man is. And black folks even have a saying, the man. The white man is the man. See, that's the thing. Yeah, Tariq King, the little boy who got shot out there in Ohio, 13 years old. Cop shot him. You dig? So that's why I always look at the system of white supremacy and how we can replace that system, because we're always under the thumb of the white supremacists. You dig?